I'm concerned. Very concerned. At this point, I don't believe that I have any power or control in this game. That's fine. What's not fine is that the perception, I believe, is that I probably am in control. When you combine a lack of power and the perception of power, you have a problem in the game of Survivor. I don't think I have influence beyond Taste, Drake, Chaos, maybe, and then maybe Jose and Merc. There were a few conversations that happened that concerned me greatly. One is that Jose came to me and did in fact spill the beans, some very light beans without very much names or information attached, that there is a perception on the beef that is pretty much exactly accurate as to how the situation is right now. That there is a very strong 4-block that is between me, Taste, Chaos, and Drake, and that Taste and I are in charge of it. And that is true. Now, I believe Jose knows that. I also believe Haschel knows that, and Spokes knows that, but that is what is being talked about. You break up couples, and Taste and I, our perception is a couple, at least right now, that we are a tight two. And guess what? We are a tight two. At this point, I feel more exposed in this game than I have previously. I think everyone kind of knows what it is I'm doing. The thing that they probably don't know is that I have an idol. But beyond that... Okay. Couple things worth noting. Jose told me that first, not Taste. And then I asked him, did you bring this to Taste? He said no. That I was just sort of thinking about you first because we were talking in the dad chat. Okay. That's interesting. I now am walking different roads than Taste. I did not tell him Jose told me that first. I believe at this point that would put Taste in such a paranoid spot. And Taste is already presenting as very paranoid. It might look like I'm paranoid, but I don't believe I am. I think I'm realistic in my perception, and I'm not terribly worried. I am concerned in that I don't have control. Am I worried for my spot in the game? Not for this tribal. I think it's really, really hard for me to play my idol today. Or in this next tribal when there is so much game left. Really hard to play my idol. Taste wants Haschel's blood right now. And he's kind of right to want it. I think if you're Taste right now, you think you're the number one target. He knows that Haschel and I have talked. He is not talking to Haschel. I think Taste feels as though people are mobilizing against him. I'm actually kind of concerned that that's possible too. Now, he is my number one. I will never write down Taste's name. I cannot, however, sacrifice my game to save Taste. And I won't. And I wouldn't expect Taste to do that for me either. Me showing my ass now and going to bat for him very specifically and in a very direct manner would be a bad look. It will be interesting if I don't hear anyone suggest Taste to me at all. I think Taste has to play his idol. And then I think we do kind of get to go after whoever we want. And that probably is Haschel. And I don't want to vote Haschel. Not because I like him, not because he seemingly likes me and that we are sort of dueling our wits and enjoying each other's company. I don't want to vote Haschel because if Haschel goes, then why wouldn't it be me next? I kind of feel like I'm Haschel in a cheesecloth. So, I don't want Haschel going. But if Haschel does go, and I still have Taste, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. The big X factors here are, how loyal will Drake and Chaos be to us? if they have two brain cells to rub together, and I believe they do, they know they can't beat us at the end. We're the ones playing the game and they're not. So at some point they will have to wake up, and I believe they will. The other biggest X factor is what the fuck is going on with Jose? I'm being completely honest right now, if I could be one player in this game, it would be Jose. I would trade away my advantage right now to be Jose. Jose is in the middle of everything, and nobody is looking at him at all, and nobody possibly could, because he literally is the most connected player right now. Most connected. That's the benefit of going through what Jose went through. Swapping to the other side, getting blindsided, forming alliances with other people you wouldn't ordinarily. He has ears everywhere, and everyone likes him, and no one's thinking about him. At least it doesn't seem like it. If I could excise one player from this game right now, it would probably be Jose. How that happens is almost impossible. I have no way to pull that off, mainly because right now I would need Jose's vote to do it. In other words, he's a swing vote. But there's no way I mobilize Cheese against him. No way. The funny thing is, the person who would be best suited for that for me would be Haschel. Right? I go to Haschel and I'm like, look, what you don't want around is a swing vote, because they're the ones who end up controlling the flow of everything. Wouldn't it be great if everyone sort of joined up and cut out the swing vote? And of course the issue there is that is a lot of ammunition to hand my biggest rival and give him everything he needs to blow my spot up. So I can't do it. But Jose is the player to watch as far as I'm concerned right now. He's playing in a very clever fashion. He has not upset a single person in this game. And I would be incredibly surprised if he doesn't know where the next 5 or 6 votes go. It's crazy the kind of position he's in right now. So I'm very wary of him. And I will be kissing the ring to whatever extent I can to ingratiate myself. I think he's relatively immune to it. I think he's clever. But I'm very worried about Jose. And just secondarily kind of worried about Merc in the same way, but not quite to the same extent. It is getting difficult, though. Taste and I want to do things very differently. And that's fine. It is okay for us to have a difference of opinion in how we proceed. We have agreed that in the auction we will not target each other for good things. It's just silly to do that. Target people that we like Drake. Drake is a perfect person to target for rewards if we win shared rewards. And we likely won't punish one another, because that would just be like, oh, we see what they're doing. But there's really nothing to benefit or gain by, making that relationship stronger or more known. So I will say this. I am not the kind of player who believes in the idea of playing to the end, or playing for the benefit of the end of the game of Survivor. I have no idea what my final 3 or final 2 looks like, and I have no idea how I'm going to get there. And the reason for that is that I believe Survivor is very vulnerable to just the nuances of the chaos theory. I can reasonably predict, to some extent, the outcome of this next tribal, and to a much more significantly less extent, I think I have a chance at predicting the next tribal after the events of this tribal. But if you think for a second that you can predict 2 tribals out, 3 or 4, in a game that is inherently unpredictable, with advantages, with people who are capricious, you're fucking crazy, and you're really crazy if you think you are planning for the end right now. It happens, rarely, and mostly because of luck, that a person genuinely sets out right now to design and create their end game scenario, and that they actually get there. I would like to sit next to Taste. My honest to goodness ideal, is probably sitting next to Taste and Drake. I think Drake picks up a few friendly votes from the Let's Play crowd, and then I just like the idea of a tribal with me and Taste duking it out, and seeing where it goes. Beyond that, I think it'll be a ton of fun to sit at the final tribal with Haschel. I'd love that too. Am I working to make any of that happen? No! I'm working to be here on Wednesday, and then hopefully continue to be here on Friday. That's all I want. I just want to keep playing. As long as I'm playing, I can still win. That's it. That's how I see it. That's how I've always seen Survivor. But I am not getting caught up in an endgame scenario. I am not thinking that way, and I would advise anyone against it, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Way too many questions. Way too many questions. So, I hope I have a decent read on things. That's my biggest fear, is that I'm just totally missing everything. But if you ask me right now, Jose is at the top of this pile, and pay attention to him. I certainly will be.